Chào mừng quý vị đang cùng đến với chương trình Việt Nam trong tim tôi. Quý vị thân mến, có thể cầm những cái gia vị như là rau hoặc là những cái loại củ gia vị rất quen thuộc của Việt Nam thì quý vị nghĩ là Nguyên Khang đang vào bếp. Không, Nguyên Khang đang có mặt tại một trong những gian bếp rất đổi bình thường, rất là Việt Nam. Nhưng mà điều quan trọng là trong cái gian bếp này chúng ta sẽ cùng gặp gỡ một người đàn ông nước ngoài rất yêu ẩm thực của Việt Nam và thậm chí là đã viết rất nhiều quyển sách về những bài viết về ẩm thực của Việt Nam trên các tạp chí. Chúng ta sẽ cùng gặp gỡ ông Richard Sterling. Hello.
Hello, Glenn. Good to see you. Constance?
Miss Constance.
Hello.
Yeah, my name's Khan. Yeah.
Hello, Khan.
Can I take a seat?
Please sit down, make yourself comfortable, be at home.
I heard that you are the one who like Vietnamese cuisine, right?
Oh, yes, I love Vietnamese cuisine. I love it so much, of course, that I wrote a book about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of magazine articles also.
Yeah. So how about you when you think about a man who come to the kitchens and love the food? What do you think about that?
Well, I think it's great that men want to step in the kitchen and cook, especially if he's cooking for me. I'm not
Yeah,
But actually,
as long as I don't have to wash the dishes. So I'm not invading your space.
take my space.
but at the time you meet him, do you know that he's the one who very good at cooking?
Oh, I made sure that he was good at cooking before I.
Really?
agreed to
You
share
had
the kitchen with
to
him.
investigate before.
Well, I knew he wrote a few books about food.
Yeah.
And that was very interesting.
Yeah, is that the way that you like him because that he loved cooking? He draw a lot of articles about cuisine.
Yeah, that's part of the reason. Yeah,
yeah.
a big part of the reason.
Enjoy a lot many foods in the world. So
Yeah.
from when do you have the idea to write many articles about a cuisine?
Well, I think in 1990, I published my first piece, but I had thought about it for a long time. I had been exploring food around the world. I had gone to cooking schools, both in the United States and in Europe, and a little bit even here in Asia. And but I kept thinking, oh, nobody wants to read something I write. But then finally, I said to a publisher, I said, I could write about food in Vietnam.
Wow.
And they said, maybe so. Why don't you go there?
So why do you write an article about Vietnam cuisines, not other Asian or Southeast Asian food?
Well, basically, I had a lot of Vietnamese restaurants in my neighborhood.
Oh.
And I knew a lot of Vietnamese people
In
California.
a lot of Vietnamese people live.
Near San Francisco.
Yeah.
And that's where really I discovered Vietnamese cooking. It wasn't here, it was there. And I thought, wow, if it's so good here in California, just think how good it will be in Vietnam. So I came to Vietnam to find out.
When do you begin your journey to Vietnam?
I actually arrived in Vietnam January of 1991.
1991, the first time you come here?
Yes.
Yeah, and from that time you stay in Vietnam or you also continue?
Well, I stayed in Vietnam that time for 2 weeks. And then I came back the next year, and I stayed for 3 weeks. And then I came back the next year and I stayed for 4 weeks. And then 5, and then 6.
That means that you increase.
Every year it increases. And then one year I stayed for 6 months. And I thought, next time I come back to Vietnam, I'll spend more than 6 months, more than half a year. I just stay.
So just coming here, you have more time to discover many things and more time to relax, and also have a chance to meet this lady also.
Yes, I met her on September 2, 2008.
Wow.
And then on September 3...
In Vietnam?
Yeah.
He met you?
Here in Saigon, here in Ho Chi Minh City. Yeah.
It's a Vietnamese food shop?
A cafe.
In a cafe?
Vietnamese cafe.
Yeah.
That was owned by a friend of ours. It was her friend and my friend, but we didn't know each other.
Oh.
Yeah, but so we both went to our friend's cafe, and we met each other there. On September 3, I invited her to dinner. and she accepted. And then September 4, I invited her again, and she accepted. September 5, September 6, September 7. 4 years later, we're still having dinner together.
Yeah. What makes from this man attractive you?
Well, he likes
Handsome
food.
And you also have the same hobby. You like food also.
We both like food, and we like trying out new food, visiting new
I
restaurants.
thought it was my handsome head.
Yeah. During the time you stay in Ho Chi Minh City, I think that you have lots of experience here, and maybe you will write a lot of books. Or
Yeah, I write, well, I've written, so far, I have written 2 books about Vietnam.
yeah,
And I am currently writing another one about street food
oh wow,
and food in the market here in Ho Chi Minh City.
can I take a look at some of
Sure,
the books that
sure.
you-
Right over here,
Yeah.
here's my personal bookcase. I wrote all of these, except for this one. I did not write the complete works of William Shakespeare. But this is one of my earliest books, actually. This is one of a series.
Wow.
It's published by Lonely Planet. It's about the culture and the history of food in Vietnam. You see, it starts out with the culture, okay, and then we have the history and rules and etiquette for eating, because it's different everywhere in the world. Some recipes, and celebrations with food.
Oh, yeah.
And shopping and different regions. Oh, it's one of my favorites. Salt and pepper crab. Oh, the bold palate. Now this is all about the food that would scare most Western people.
Oh really? Like,
I have the snake wine.
Snake, right?
Yeah.
The mouse also.
And have cobra.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I ate the cobra. I had a lot of fun writing
Yeah.
that book. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I have the same kind for Greece, California, Hong Kong, Spain. And then this is, these here are collections of stories about food. For example, this one here, even its name is food. And these are travel stories that are about food. And then, of course, this is my guidebook that I wrote for Vietnam.
Oh, yeah.
And this covers the whole country.
Is it something like traveling?
Yeah, this is a travel
Not only
guidebook.
food also.
Food, it contains a lot of information about food, but also other arts, other activities.
Oh, I just take a look that you have two kinds of strange hats.
When I wore this one for a photo shoot, put it on like this, and the New York Times saw the photo and they said, aha, from now on we call him Indiana Jones of gastronomy, Indiana Jones of food.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So, and that picture, well, here it is. There.
Wow, you look so handsome.
Well, I was younger.
Wow, look like a Hollywood film star.
That's why they call me Indiana Jones. Here in Ho Chi Minh City, when I wear this one, the people in the neighborhood, they call me Mr. Hat.
Mr. Hat.
I told you that I write every month for a local magazine about food in Vietnam. This is Asia Life magazine.
Wow. Yeah.
This is published here in Ho Chi Minh City.
Yeah.
And every month I have a column here about food and drink.
Every month
Every month. It's called Sterling, Saigon. And every month I write something about food, or drink
So it
here
means
in,
that
in
you
Ho Chi
have-
Minh City only, not Vietnam,
Oh.
generally, but Ho Chi Minh City only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It including the street food, including the
Yes,
restaurant,
everything.
it's everything.
Yeah, everything. And I come back and I write about
But
it.
do you compare that? I mean, that do you tell them the good or the bad thing that we enjoy? That kind of.
I try to tell them about the good things.
Yeah.
Because that's what people want to know about.
Yeah.
They don't want to know where to find bad things.
Yeah.
They want to know where to find good things.
Yeah.
At least that's what I want.
Yeah.
And so that's what I tell them.
Yeah.
Okay.
But what inspires you? What makes you want to write and discover many dishes in Ho Chi Minh City more than other regions in Vietnam?
Well, Ho Chi Minh City is one of my two favorite cities. My own city, San Francisco, California, and Ho Chi Minh City are my favorite cities in the world. And so that's one reason. And another reason is that Ho Chi Minh City has so many things to discover. Even though I've been coming here for many years, it's almost like every time I go out the door, I see something new. I see something different. And so there's constant discovery going on. It's constantly interesting. It's constantly unfolding before my eyes. And always giving me new things to think about, new things to do, new things to eat.
Today you want to share anything with the Vietnamese audience?
Việt Nam chẳng tìm tòi.
Vâng, thưa quý vị, chúng ta vừa mới trò chuyện cùng với ông Richard, một người rất yêu ẩm thực của Việt Nam và đã viết rất nhiều quyển sách về ẩm thực Việt để giới thiệu với mọi người trên khắp thế giới. Và ở số lần sau thì chúng ta sẽ tìm hiểu xem là cái nguồn cảm hứng của ông bắt đầu. Còn bây giờ thì thời lượng phát sóng của chương trình Việt Nam trong tim tôi cũng đã hết. Chúng tôi xin nói lời chào tạm biệt và hẹn gặp lại.
The most